Hey ladies, welcome back to week 12 of our makeup mastery series, where in this week we're going to be discussing using setting sprays or setting powders and which one may actually work best for you, or if maybe a combination of both may actually work for you and why. Okay, so let's talk setting powders. I have known setting powders for as long as I have been doing makeup. From 2002, when setting powders had talc in them and they were heavy and cakey, all the way up to now, 2025, where so you get a lot of versatility when it comes to setting powders. In 2002, we were looking for more of a translucent shade, versus here in 2025, you could actually gear your makeup towards your own natural shade. Setting powders have come a long way. They are talc free, they are lightweight, and they come in a variety of shades of colors, as well as pressed powders. Pressed powders are more convenient. They're more on the go. But the thing about them now is they're more mattifying, but they won't dry your skin out. We've made a lot of strides when it comes to the different powders and the different formulas when it comes to the powders. So yeah. All right, ladies, let's get into some of the advantages of setting powder, namely loose setting powder, which is to set down your foundations, your concealers, and your blushes. What it's going to do is keep it from smudging, creasing, and fading throughout the day. Another thing that it does is it minimizes your pores. Also gives you that blurring effects. It takes away those fine lines. It also has skincare products in it. Not only that, some setting powders come with like light reflecting properties. So if you want to get that glow from within just using your setting powder, your loose setting powder, you can. Now, some of the disadvantages of loose setting powder is it can be very messy because it just goes wherever on your table. If you've ever used it, you know what I'm talking about. Another disadvantage is it can give you flashback if you use the wrong loose setting powder. So you have to be careful with that. Another disadvantage is if you have dry skin and you use too much powder, oh my goodness, it could dry your skin out and it can show those dry patches on your face. I just recently used a powder, and I'm not really dry skin, but that powder was not friendly to me. And it just emphasized texture and fine lines on my face. And that is not something that you want to do. Another disadvantage of loose setting powder is that it is not on the go friendly, but we've advanced. So we can use pressed powder for that. And boop, boop, move on. I forgot one thing that is very much so an advantage of today's loose setting powder is the inclusivity. I love the fact that they have like expanded the shade ranges on setting powders, loose setting powders, pressed powders, just powders in general, so that we, us Black women, do not have to stick to just translucent powders or the banana powder or some shade that truly does not match our skin tone. We can go to different shades like this that will work for our skin complexion. Those are the advantages and disadvantages of loose setting powders. Now let's move on to setting sprays. Okay, so now let's talk about the benefits of an actual setting spray, or let's talk about the advantages, I should say, of a setting spray. First of all, setting spray is going to be long lasting, honey, because my Charlotte Tilbury, baby, I put it to the test. Those 16 hours that it says on the back, yeah, it holds up to those 16 hours. Setting sprays are also going to be smudge proof and or transfer resistant. I'm not going to say free, resistant. Some of them will control oil and shine depending on the type that you get. I like the versatility of setting sprays, just like the versatility of setting powders with setting sprays. If you want matte, if you want dewy, you get to choose your finish. So I do like that when it comes to setting sprays. I'm looking at my setting spray down here. Setting sprays are easy, very easy to travel with. So you can pack this bottle. I know this is probably not the travel friendly bottle, but if you got something small like this or smaller, they do come smaller in the mini sizes. You can travel with these very easily. They go with you wherever you want to go. But of course, we still have our pressed powders that can travel with us too. So combine the two and you got winner chicken dinner, okay? Disadvantages of setting sprays. If you are someone with acne prone skin, I will tell you to be careful of setting sprays. Or if you're someone that is highly sensitive, be careful, because setting sprays and or setting powders will break you out. So, makeup might not even be your zhush, but you just have to be precautious and look at the ingredients before you choose and put on a setting spray. All right, y'all. So those are the advantages and disadvantages of both setting powders and setting sprays. Drop your opinion below right here, right now. Comment. Let me know which one would you use if you don't use any as of right now, or which one do you use if you use one of these. Let me know. Okay, y'all. So first and foremost, what took me so long was I had to put my lashes on. I had to get used to looking at myself like this because to me, I'm not used to the dewy look. So this feels like the after I've had my makeup on, I woke up the next morning because I forgot to wash it off, which is something I just don't do anymore. But am I mad at it? Let me look at myself. No, I'm not mad at it. It's just different. So if you like this look, then what I did and what I used was the Danessa Myricks products. And the reason I use her products is because they are like a balm, so it goes on wet, but it dries down in like a soft matte version. When I put that blush on and I put the blurring balm on, it was just like chef's kiss. Now I did go ahead and use the Juvia's Places bronzer, and that's because I knew that it wasn't super dark like my LYS, which is a cream bronzer still, but I know that is kind of deep, and I wanted something that was just more so like a light bronze, not a deep bronzer, because I wasn't going to have my powder to help me tone it down a little bit. So I needed to make sure that I kept the shade of it the right shade as soon as I put it on. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Which one do y'all prefer, this look or my normal mattifying look? I'm having a hard time digesting this look. I wonder how this gonna look outside. That's the biggest test, like to see how your makeup looks in different lights. I feel like you can see the bags under my eyes a little bit better. I don't know what to say.
5 minutes later.
You know what? I may even come back. This may be a review too. I may even come back a little bit later and show y'all what this looked like. I feel like it should be a review because this is not something that I wear consistently. And if I decide to put this on tomorrow, I may show y'all again. I don't know, because it was so easy to do. Like, I'm literally excited about it. All right, y'all. I'm going for real. Okay, so we're going to walk out the door. I'm going to ask my husband how my makeup looks. Honey, how does my makeup look?
It looks better than your attitude.
My attitude was great.
It looks natural.
Oh, okay. Hey, Poncho.
It looks subtle.
Okay.
Just see a little blush. How my makeup look?
It looks very nice, honey. Your glasses look good, too. You look very studious. You look so handsome. Okay, let me go in the natural light because these dogs right here by my feet. Let's see what it look like in the sunlight. So this is what it look like outside. I don't know. We'll see.
6.5 hours later.
All right, party people. So this is the review of how the makeup looks after I have come from 54th Street today. And I'm on my handheld, so the camera's moving, but it's 10:58. Well past my bedtime, but it's been about 6 hours. This is what setting spray will look like. No setting powder, except for under my eyes. And you can see it. When I put it up under my eyes, I still have the spots from wearing my glasses. Other than that, my smile lines look good. Nothing there, so I'm kind of impressed for 6 hours. Y'all tell me if you think it looks the same as when I left earlier today or if it's changed any. I want to use a towel and wipe off just to see if anything transfers. Hold on. Now I know that was an orange towel. I can tell you there was no transfer. My gosh, I'm impressed. My arm is getting tired. Sorry, y'all. So I will say this has been a 6-hour review of the setting spray. I didn't do a review of my setting powder, which probably is not fair when it comes to doing this video in comparison. But because I typically don't do this style of makeup where I just use setting spray, I felt like this one would give you the most value when it comes to showing you how it actually performs. So that's why I wanted to actually come back and give you a review of it. When it comes to my normal makeup, I can tell you from experience that lasts me between 12 and 16 hours a day. I know it does because I've worn it and it has proven itself. But this is the first time that, well, second time that I have really done a makeup look like this. So I wanted to give a fair assessment of it. And that's why I wanted to really come back and do a review of it so you can honestly see what it looks like. Y'all drop me some comments below and let me know how you feel about this. Probably not the most normal style of way I do videos, but I just want to share a true assessment and honest review of setting spray versus setting powder. Again, do not forget to check out this video right here where I talk about fine lines because I went into detail and I was very honest about how I feel about skin. I'll see you next week when we talk about setting creases right here up under your under eyes. All right, bye.